So today I'm going to be reviewing another piece of fitness clothing, well, running clothing, and that will be this Under Armour Coldgear Balaclava, which I bought a while ago, probably about a year ago now, and I've been using ever since. Let me just focus this a little bit here. Yeah, there you go. So, kind of first observations, and I'll put a video over here. Looks kind of like a ninja style balaclava with one opening for the face. The material, as you can see, is kind of the synthetic sort of quite light material. It's quite smooth on the outside, a little bit more kind of like fleecy on the inside, with these patterns on the inside that help you kind of tell if it's inside out or not. Okay, let's move on to the positives here. So first positive is that it's very breathable. Like, you won't really get uncomfortable from kind of sweat or from your own breath actually on the inside of it. So when you're running, it's really good because it's about as light as it can get in terms of holding in your breath in the material. Like, you really, I mean, it's quite good actually, because in the cold weather, it seems to hold in enough heat from your breath to keep you kind of a bit warmer, but it also lets it out so you don't get that kind of wet, breathy feeling in front of your mouth. So yeah, in that sense, it's pretty good in terms of breathability. It lets sweat evaporate from it, so you don't feel like your head's really horrible and sweaty when you're running, even when you have it on, kind of with the bottom and the top of it. So that's really good. And also because of that, and because of the type of material it is, this kind of synthetic material, it doesn't really like seem to get, because I only use it for running, right? It doesn't seem to get kind of like smelly until, it's been worn maybe twice or three times. So, you can use it for a week's runs, like if you do 2 to 4 runs a week like I do before having to wash it. So that's quite good. Keeps the worst of the cold off, and it's good base layer, like in the cold, for your face and everything. And then the other thing is, it looks kind of cool when you have it on. Well, obviously that's a personal opinion, but yeah, it does look quite good, I think. And then the other thing that I find really useful is it's very, very easy to pull down the front, so you kind of expose your mouth and stuff. If you want to be able to breathe more freely into the air, or you want to let a bit of the cold in, so this can go right down onto your neck. And equally, if you want to keep the bottom part on, like kind of neck gaiter and mouth kind of covering, then you can also pull the top off, so you've got just the kind of bottom part and the top's right off the back of your head. And you can do that with one movement from either side. It's very, very easy to pull it down or pull it up, or you could pull both and just have it around your neck, like if you wanted to as well. So yeah, it's quite practical in that sense. So that's kind of all the positives. I'm going to move on to the negatives of this. So first negative is it's not that insulated. It's not like super, super warm. It will help you, I don't have any hair, I kind of shave my head, and I have a beard, but when I go out in temperatures down to kind of like, I don't know, around 5 degrees, approaching freezing, I can probably have this on without a hat. But once it gets down towards freezing temperatures, probably like 3 degrees and under type thing, then this on its own won't be enough. Like, I will need something else. I mean, it is a negative in a sense, but in another sense, it's kind of not, because also I think if you had kind of more thickness or more insulation, you'd end up sacrificing that breathability. So it's more just sort of something to keep in mind, that it's not going to keep you warm down to kind of every temperature. Usually once it gets to that stage, I'll start to put a beanie on top of it or something like that. So yeah, not great for really freezing temperatures, at least on its own. And then the other main negative of it, I think, is that it, so if I, for instance, take the top off when I'm going into a shop or something, even though it does wick and evaporate some of the sweat, there's still some that kind of stays on it. So if I do that and then I kind of come out of the shop and it's cold and I put that back on, or even if I just leave it on my head really, although no, actually that will keep it more warm, but it's more if I take the top part off and then put it back on, then you do feel that it can get quite kind of chilly and start making your head colder. So obviously, I don't really know what the solution to that would be, but maybe if it kind of had a bit more wicking evaporation, then that wouldn't be as much of a problem. But it can make you kind of colder, especially if you take a break from exercising and then put it back on afterwards. But yeah, kind of minor negatives really. So in terms of lifestyle and uses, obviously I use it for running. I guess you could use it for any sort of active, kind of activity where you're doing it in colder weather, just to keep the chill off. If you're going hiking and kind of, again, not freezing temperatures, but kind of low temperatures, then you could probably use this like for that, or like any other thing like rock climbing or mountain climbing or whatever. And you could also probably use it in slightly warm weather, not hot weather, it would make it too hot, but like if it was kind of in 10 to 20 degrees range, or 10 to high teens, because of the fact that it's kind of quite breathable and everything. I think you could probably use it for that, although I don't really know where you'd want to. But yeah, so it's quite kind of good in that way. But yeah, generally for like lower temperature kind of running, I would say is probably the best use for this. And that's obviously what I use it for. I haven't used it for anything else. In terms of value for money, so these are priced at £26, but you can get them on offer, I think a lot of the time for about 15 or something like that. Yeah, I think it's great value for money in that sense, because like this is the main thing I use in low temperature for running on my head and face. So yeah, I definitely recommend it for the amount of money. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, moving on. This is quite a quick review, but I'm going to move on to the overall rating. So I'll give this a 8 out of 10 because I just think it's all around pretty good. Like the only thing that would make me give it a higher rating is if it was somehow kind of more versatile in terms of being able to kind of withstand a bit colder temperatures. That would be cool. But yeah, I think 8 out of 10 is a pretty solid piece of kit, and yeah, I'd recommend this for anyone, especially if you don't have any hair on your head like me. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you found it useful, as I'll be doing more reviews of kind of fitness gear, among other things, in the future. And thanks for watching.